President Donald Trump imposed sweeping tariffs on imports of uranium from places like Canada, Mexico, and China. Joining us now is Mark Chalmers, President and CEO of uranium producer Energy Fuels. Mark, thanks a lot for joining us. Where does your company, tell our viewers where your company mines and produces uranium?
Well, Energy Fuels mines and produces uranium in the United States, mainly the western part of the United States in Utah, Arizona, and also in Wyoming. So we're an established producer. We've been producing uranium for decades from those assets.
And do you have any Canadian production?
No, we don't. We're not Canadian focused. We're U.S. focused and also globally focused on our rare earth business.
What effect might the tariffs or the potential of a global trade war have on the uranium industry?
Well, we still have to see how it all shakes out. I mean, there's still a lot of moving parts here. I mean, I think the one thing I want to say is the United States is dependent on imports of uranium, particularly from places like Canada, Australia, Namibia, and still receives nuclear fuel products from Russia. So we have to import uranium. So how these tariffs shake out over time is certainly very crucial to how the United States, as the largest consumer of nuclear fuel products in the world, how we're going to go forward.
Hi, Mark. I guess how long, one of the questions I get quite often is how long I think these tariffs are going to last. Are they going to stay on for the next year? Will they come off at some point in a month from now? So I guess my question to you is, from where you're sitting, how long do you think these tariffs will and can last before the U.S. starts to see some negative impacts from it?
Well, the good thing about uranium fuel is it's just really a small part of the cost of generating power with nuclear energy. So it will not really, in effect, have a big impact to the consumer. Now, it can help producers like Energy Fuels if these tariffs make producing uranium in the United States more competitive. So again, we have to see how it shakes out. Right now, the United States consumes about 45 to 50 million pounds of uranium per year, and we're currently producing a couple million pounds per year. So hopefully that emphasizes the delta that needs to be filled by other sources of uranium, and also ramping up uranium production in the United States to fill that annual demand.
Most people who watch the uranium sector are bullish long term on demand from new nuclear reactors being built around the world. Is that the view of your company as well?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's 440 reactors operating in the world right now. There are 65 more reactors under construction and 90 planned. And right now, the demand for nuclear fuel products exceeds the ability or the current production capacity of the world. So that all bodes well. I mean, we've seen a weakening spot price, about $65 a pound or a little less than that, but the term price is still very strong, $82 a pound or greater, which really reflects that utilities are looking at higher prices over time.
Your company also is involved in the extraction and production of so-called rare earths. Tell us about that part of the company's business.
Yeah, it's another exciting part of our business. We're a uranium company that has bolted on world-scale, world-class assets to our business. And in the last year, we acquired a company out of Australia called Base Resources with a world-class asset in Madagascar and a world-class project team. And we see ourselves as a critical mineral company, including uranium, with approximately 10 critical elements. And that puts us in a very unique position as we go forward, because the focus on critical elements right now outside of Russia, China, has never been greater.
I guess with the amount of energy that Canada sends down to the U.S., whether it's electricity, uranium, oil, we're hearing today that there could be some concessions in the automobile industry or sector. Do you anticipate something happening on the energy side of things? Obviously, the tariffs aren't as large, but would you expect, and would you be, I guess, speaking to individuals with respect to perhaps carving out some exceptions for energy in general?
look, I think in all these kind of discussions, the whole issue of what exceptions would there be. I mean, obviously, Canada and the United States have been next door to each other for a long time and have worked together collaboratively, in all forms of business and particularly energy. And absolutely, Canada is a large producer of uranium and stuff. So again, as I said, it's kind of a moving parts right now. Our focus as a company is to continue to ramp up our uranium production, be as cost competitive as we can, and still recognizing that we need more nuclear fuel products from our allies primarily. So we just have to see where it shakes out. But the world needs more new uranium production, and we're going to be right there producing more uranium.
Mark Chalmers, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Mark Chalmers is President and Chief Executive